Hi, welcome to Voices. I am your host, Keith Major. We have as our special guests a man who has many duties to perform at the Atlantic Caribbean Union. He is responsible for stewardship, for youth, for communication, and for personal ministries. Please welcome to the program today, Pastor Andrew Burrows. Pastor Burrows, welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you so much. Keith, it's good to be here on Voices.
Yes, sir. Yes. Pastor Burrows, you have a lot of stuff on your plate. Yes. First of all, you've been 18 months at the union. Tell me, what's the major difference between pastoring a church and being a union director?
At the union level, Brother Keith, the territory is wider. Mm-hmm. You're more in contact with the division. You are the level between the division and the conference, and so it entails a lot of traveling to the various territories in the division, a lot of meetings. Mm-hmm. At the church level, you also have a lot of meetings, but there are meetings with your members. Okay. Board meetings, elders meetings, committee meetings at the church level, but at the union level, you have a lot of meetings at the division level. Mm-hmm. to make sure that all the areas that you're responsible for, they are, I guess, properly maintained. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Pastor Burrows, one of the areas I want to really zero in on today, hopefully we'll get to some of the others, but the one I really want to focus on is in the area of youth. Mm-hmm. A lot of exciting things has been happening this year in 2013 in the area of youth. Yes. One of which is the Bible Boom. Another one is Pathfinder manuals and that sort of a thing. Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit about youth first of all. Yes. Is our youth department relevant still? Are we meeting the challenges of youth in today's church?
Well, Keith, God has blessed the Adventist Church with a ministry that is for the young people, by the young people. This ministry has been going on now since 1879, when it was first started. Mm-hmm. And for more than, I guess, over 150 years now, the youth ministry has been very vibrant in the church. Of course, every now and again there are times when the church tweaks the youth ministry, but youth ministry is vital to the church, because without the young people, what type of church would you have? Where is the energy, the creativity, the excitement, the vigor? And that's what young people bring to the church. Mm-hmm. And so youth ministry is very necessary, it's very vital, and it is relevant even in the year 2013.
It is said that, we just got a report actually, that the Seventh-day Adventist Church had reached a membership of 18 million. And I'd heard that 70% maybe of these people are under the age of 30.
Yeah, that's the average. Mm-hmm. Some places as low as 60, some places go 75, but around 65 to 70%. Mm-hmm. They say is made up of young people between the ages of, under 30.
Mm-hmm. Now, Pastor Burrows, I have to commend the church. Mm-hmm. It has great programs, especially in the area of Sabbath school. Mm-hmm. It has great programs for the children, great children's ministry, great programs for those of us who are...
And great programs for the youth.
For us. And youth seems to be defined to a smaller number. I think at 30, you're no longer youth.
No, not necessarily so,
No?
As a matter of fact, that's the regular... when you understand youth ministry, all of us are part of the AY society, And, okay. and I don't really use the word society, but Adventist Youth Ministry. Take the word society, because society makes it feel like it's an institution. Mm-hmm. But the ministry is more dynamic. But everyone is a part of Adventist Youth Ministry, and the manual allows for that. Is that when you get the age of 30 to 35, you become an honorary member, but you're still active in youth ministry. Many of our youth leaders are above that age, but the youth ministry structure, it actually goes from children, because the Adventurers, they are also part of the children's ministry. But just that the Adventure Club comes under youth ministry. When I talk about the Adventure Club, I'm talking about that age group from 6 to 9. Mm-hmm. And that they are part of children's ministries, but the Adventure Club itself comes under the umbrella of youth ministry.
Okay. And so you are happy with all of these programs we have for our youth?
Keith, we use the word programs, and I don't want to make it seem it's just a program.
Yes.
But youth ministry, it's a lifestyle, you know. It's because when you think about the program, you think about doing something today or for an hour, then it stops. But youth ministry ought to be constantly 24/7. It's an ongoing ministry for our young people. So it's not just an AY program on Saturday afternoon, an hour and a half before sunset.
Okay.
You follow?
Yes.
It's supposed to go every day of the week. You are involved in youth ministry.
You are creating or have created and producing and is now disseminating a brand new youth manual. Tell us a little bit about this manual, and if all these things are working like you said, why are you producing a new manual?
Well, Brother Keith, you know, times change.
Yes.
We are in the year, I guess, 2014 now, and since youth ministry more than 150 years ago, the ministry is still vibrant, but we have to be relevant to the times.
Okay.
And the languages change. The languages that young people use, they change. The technology has changed, and so the youth ministries manual, I have here a copy. As a matter of fact, as we do this interview, it just came out a week ago. So, so it's not even reached the fields as yet. And this is done by the General Conference, and this is the Youth Ministries Manual for youth ministries around the world.
Okay.
And this is what we will use to train our youth leaders. And this is what the youth leaders will use to get a philosophy and a foundation for youth ministry. So when our youth leaders are doing the AY Ministry Youth Leadership course, this is the resource material. Okay. And at the back of it, interesting, it talks about revisioning youth ministry. So in other words, casting another vision for youth ministries, and it's broken down into I guess 4 or 5 areas.
Okay.
Revival and Reformation, leadership, empowerment, gifts, and fruits, and these are the 4 or 5 areas that is built on. But in answer to your question, Brother Keith, if you don't change or you don't adapt, you will eventually become obsolete. Okay. So the church realizes that it's not doing away with the philosophy of youth ministry, but it's trying to find how it can make it more relevant to the young people we are dealing with today.
Are there any major changes in that for the Pathfinder organization? New uniforms or structures, different titles and that sort of thing?
Well, actually, there were some other manuals that are presently in the works. For our division, the Inter-American Division, which includes Atlantic Caribbean Union, we have just introduced a new uniform manual. By the way, the uniform is not changing in terms of the colors. Okay. What the uniform manual attempts to do is to standardize the look of the uniform for the entire division. Okay. But the colors are still the same. It's still the same khaki and white and all that. And then for the Pathfinders now, we are also doing a new Pathfinder curriculum. The division is doing that now, and they are in the process now of correcting the draft. And sometime, I think this year, 2014, it will come out probably in the first quarter. And I am on that committee, and we have met at least 3 or 4 times. And it's a painstaking process because the Pathfinder manual or curriculum that the Pathfinder leaders use to teach the classes has not been updated for over 25 years, more than a quarter of a century, since the 1980s. And so that's actually 30 years. So you know, things have changed. So in the old man, they talk about CD, they talk about tape plays and all of that. So we've been changing the language, right? And we're putting in some other things in the manual that makes it relevant for 2014, the 21st century.
Pastor Burrows, our youth in the world basically are not necessarily the church only, but distracted by many things, and a lot of them don't seem to have the kind of a focus you would want. Is there a kind of approach you have towards that?
You know, Brother Keith, you know, we during the Bible boom that we had, the Union level in Cayman, I shared with the congregants, the persons who came to witness that event, that our young people spend a lot of time on the internet, on Facebook, on emails, and they say they spend an average of 7 to 8 hours a day, either on their phones, either checking their emails, surfing the net, or on the social media networks, and you just can't keep up. And so this is the age we have come to, even adults. You know, you have your iPhone there, I have my iPad, and you know, once we get internet access, we we are there.
Gone, yes,
So
yeah.
I have the saying, say we fall asleep on Facebook and wake up on the internet. So everything we do. But and so the church, we want to encourage our young people, while that is where we are, not to throw it away, but to be more focused and intentional on spending time in the study of the Word and spending time with God. And that's why for the last 10, 11 years, the Inter-American Division has implemented the Bible Bowl / Bible Boom. It used to be the Bible Bowl, now it's the Bible Boom. But it's the same philosophy.
Well, I'm coming to talk to you, but
Okay,
I just want to get one point
ahead.
in, and that is when we were talking about Facebook. Just this week, Facebook produced its list of most searched for people, and topping that list was the Pope.
The Pope.
The number one personality that people search for. So if they search for the Pope, it means they're focusing on religious things.
I guess in a sense that's prophetic. So the whole world would wonder.
Yes.
But the Pope is very popular, popular religious leader around the world, and you cannot take that away. But so I ask the young people as you speak with that, what do you do when you go on the internet? What sites do you go on? Who do you search for? You see?
Okay. Now, Pastor Burrows, you were talking about Bible Boom.
Bible
Now,
boom.
we heard about this Bible Boom because last year or the year before, the Atlantic Caribbean Union,
2 years ago.
2 years ago,
Yes.
the baby new union was the winner over the other 20, 21 unions.
Yes.
And so we heard about Bible Boom. But my knowledge of Bible Boom really is just that, boom. What is Bible Boom? What's the relevancy of it? Is it like the spelling bee campaign where you just spell? Or is there some religious benefit that people get from the Bible Boom?
Keith, one of the ABCs of Christian growth is not just to read the Word, but to study and apply the Word.
Okay.
Along with prayer, along with witnessing. And the Bible Bowl or the Bible Boom, the objective is to encourage at least 80% of our young people in the study of the Word of God.
Okay.
If you break it down.
Yes.
And it is done at all levels of the church. It is done at the local church level with our Adventists and Pathfinders. Okay. It is done at the conference level. And when you think about the finals, you have gone all the way to the division level, which is as a matter of fact, it's not the last stage because in 2015 they will have a grand finale where they will invite all the winners at the division level to participate at the general conference level.
Okay, so this is a heavy focus by the church.
It's a heavy focus. The church has invested millions of dollars over and for the last 11 to 10 years, the Inter-American Division has been doing this.
The boom.
Yeah.
So what is the Bible Boom? Is it a study of a book or two and some questions or
it is
or what?
Study, it's a study of different books of the Bible.
Okay.
One time we did the book of Daniel. Another time we did the 4 Gospels. Just this year we did the second part of the Pauline epistles.
Okay.
That's Ephesians to Hebrews. Last year was the first set of Pauline epistles. First and Second Corinthians, Galatians, and all of those, right? And one year we did Revelation. So every year, and this year, 2014, we'll be focusing on the minor prophets.
Okay.
Haggai and all of those, straight to Malachi, okay? And so every year there's a different focus. And the idea is that for that particular year, to encourage our young people in focusing on those particular books of the Bible, not just to memorize it, but to study it and to let the Bible speak to them.
Oh, okay.
You see?
All right.
And I have here too, see, and you could even use it as your morning devotion text.
Okay.
So if you want to prepare for the Bible Bowl, so in January you go to the book of Hosea, and every day you read a chapter, and by the time you get to the middle of the year, you should have covered the entire minor prophets.
And they have 3 categories of winners now?
Every level is a winner. Conference level, union level, division level.
Okay. But I mean, within each of those, aren't there 3 different age groups of winners?
Yeah, they are adventurous, Pathfinders and AY age groups, categories.
And this is typically done through the AY service?
It is not, I would say the AY service, but it comes under the auspices of the Adventist Youth Ministries.
Okay. So, in addition to the Bible Boom, a number of other exciting things have happened. Last year, the finals for Bible Boom were in Cuba, I understand it.
Yes.
And what other things you did very quickly in 2013?
For youth ministries, one of the things we did also is that we had a party every 5 years. 2013, some of our young people from our union went to South Africa.
Okay.
And that was very interesting, very inspirational, very exciting. We participated in community. It is called the World Conference on Youth and Community Services. So again, it encourages our young people in community services, and and then at the end of the community services project, we come together in convention and fellowship. You know, I remember going to one of these many years ago, Brother Keith, in Thailand.
Okay.
And we went to a place. Some of the participants, they did community service in a place called Phuket in Thailand. They shared Jesus for the first time, and less than a year later, that was when that tsunami hit and wiped out that area. And so you never know what impact these programs have, not just on the young people in the church, but the nations. And the target for these World Youth Congress are basically countries where the Seventh-day Adventist presence or Christianity is not as vast as in North America or the Caribbean.
Okay. So this year, you have a Congress.
Yes.
Where's that going to be? What is it going to be all about?
Well, the Inter-American Division has its Congress, Youth Congress, in the city of Guatemala. You know, this party happens once every 5 years. The last one was about 2007 in Colombia.
Okay.
It was called a Youth and Prayer Conference. This year it's a Youth Congress in Guatemala. It's going to be held at the end of July, beginning of August. And we are anticipating, the division is anticipating over 10 to 12,000 young people from around the division meeting in conference, meeting in prayer, meeting in study. And at this time, the finals for the Bible Boom will also be held. So it's going to be exciting. From our union, we are anticipating at least 50 young people attending this Congress.
From our union?
From our union.
Yes. And of course, there's certain criteria for qualifying.
Yeah, there are certain criteria, and each local field will determine who those delegates will be. But of course, it's open to any amount of young people, but the union is targeting at least 50 delegates.
You also have another program going on called OYIM. What is that?
Oh, OYIM, yes. OYIM is 1 year in mission. And this comes under the umbrella of the World Churches initiative called Mission to the Cities.
Okay.
But OYIM now is the youth focus on that project, where the church is targeting major cities. If you recall, in 2012, there was a mission to the city, and they used New York as that city. And we had 1 or 2 persons from our union going to New York, and then that was phase 1.
Right.
And in phase 1, as far as the young people is concerned, the Inter-American Division chose 1 young person. Can you imagine? Just 1 young person from the entire division.
Wow.
And that young person came from the city of Mexico, and he participated in the youth part of it in New York City.
Okay.
Now this year, 2014, is phase 2.
Phase 2.
And each union will have 1 young person from the union to meet in Mexico City, and for at least 3 months.
For 3 months?
3 months.
Okay.
And they will do community services, they will do training, and at the end of it now, they will engage in an evangelistic program that coincides with the Vision 1 Million mission to the city in the beginning of April.
So I see the natural match here, Pastor Burrows, for youth and personal ministries.
And by the way, the person who's going is not just going there to have a good time.
Okay.
Because a part of the assignment is before they go, they have to do a course called Passport to Mission.
Okay.
And then a part of the assignment also is that when they come back, they will sit down with the union youth director, and we will plan an evangelistic community outreach program for our union for the young people.
Okay.
Out of that experience.
Here in your territory?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So this isn't
No,
just having fun. This is...
No. It has a focus, Brother Keith. Everything has a focus and a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
While all the young people cannot go, the person who goes has a responsibility now to come back. And to put in writing and document and put a plan in place.
Oh.
So that the rest of the union can benefit.
From that, yes. Again, so this I see where youth and personal ministries, both of which are departments under you, dovetail into each other.
Yeah, but keep it. I am the assistant personal ministries director now. Just remember that.
Yes, but you are reporting on personal ministries in this program, sir.
Definitely.
So I'm sure your boss will understand.
Yes.
You understand everything he would have told us.
Yes. Definitely.
So tell me a bit about some things, brief things that were done in last year, of course being the year of the laity, and some things you're going to do this year, one of which is something to do with non-formal education.
Well, of course, last year 2013, Keith, was themed or dubbed the year of the laity. And the lay people from across the union, across the division, they were celebrated. They did crusades, children, women, and we had glory reports from all across the territories.
Okay.
Now this year, the Inter-American Division has termed this year the year of non-formal education. Again, the focus is on the laity, but it's more on training and equipping through education. In terms of, it's not the formal is through colleges and universities, but every department in the church is going to be trained at some level to do some type of evangelistic work. And that's basically what non-formal...
This training, and we hear this thing about training every year. We need to be trained, going to be trained. When, where, how, who is going to do this training?
Well, different persons, at different levels. The directors at the various levels.
Right.
Conference, union, division. Directors in personal ministries, directors in Sabbath school, directors in youth ministry. And of course, there'll be times when they will call for persons to come aside in a particular setting to be trained collectively. But in every church, some training ought to be going on. Okay.
Pastor Burrows, we're moving fast because our time is limited, and you have a plethora of duties under you, sir.
Yes, definitely.
And so I'd like to touch a little bit on stewardship.
Yes.
How are you satisfied with the stewardship of the union, and are there any initiatives in that area?
Well, in 2013, first of all, about the stewardship, for anything but stewardship, most times we just focus on our mind automatically goes to money.
Yes.
But and that's why when 2013, when the World Stewardship Director was here, Erica Puny, along with the Stewardship Director for the division, Pastor Javier Mejia, he sort of broadened our perspective. Of course, we knew that already, but he sort of repeated it so that we may understand that it's a lifestyle.
Yes.
And it may sound trite, but stewardship is the lifestyle of one who gives himself to Christ.
Yes.
Okay? But it affects our living and our giving. Okay? So we had Pastor Mejia and Erica Puny in our union last year, 2013. And this year, 2014, Erica Puny was so impressed with our union, he's going to come back again, and he wants to spend a longer time. And this time he wants to go to the Cayman Islands Conference, where he will do at least a 2-week stewardship crusade. We have
2-week stewardship crusade.
A stewardship crusade by the key.
Yes.
It'll be focusing on stewardship principles with an evangelistic focus. Okay? And also the division has also launched the comprehensive growth.
Yes.
Comprehensive growth initiative.
What is that, sir?
It's a faith-based plan encouraging our members in faithfulness in all areas of life.
Okay. And is that available to all and sundry, or that's just for the elite few?
No, there are no elitists in the church. All of us are members, and everything that we do, the target focus are the members.
Yes.
To build up the members, to encourage the members.
Okay.
And the target is to allow the members to have a faith relationship with Christ.
Okay. What I'm really asking is, Are these books that can be obtained in the ABC and that sort of a thing?
Well, this is a manual, and each field has this. Each field has this.
Okay.
The stewardship director of each field, and the stewardship director is to galvanize the field and implement the philosophies and plans in this document. But I just have a document.
Okay.
But I want to come up the document now and apply it to our lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're doing a wonderful job, sir.
Yeah.
And your vast array of duties, sir. Don't you get tired traveling sometimes?
Yeah, after a while
Yes.
after a while, and then you have families.
Yes.
I have a wife and children,
Yes.
and so you have to take that into consideration.
Yes.
And after a while, it becomes not tiresome, but it takes a lot of energy.
Yes.
But the experience is great. You get to see the World Church, and then you have to come now, and the things that you learned or experienced or a part of, you have to now transfer that to your union at the union level, and then your directors at the union level transfer that to the conference level, and so the members now could benefit.
You find a level of consistency in everywhere you go of the churches, the way the church works?
Well, the church, the Seventh Adventist Church is a blessed church. It's a unique church. It's a unified church. There are some consistencies. For instance, we try to use the same manuals for youth ministries, as in just as the Sabbath school uses the same Sabbath school lesson, but there are different tangents or variations of that. But there is a level of consistency because it's one world church. One world church, in our division, 22 unions.
As a youth man, Pastor, we only have 30 seconds for this. As a youth man, if you had 30 seconds to say something to young people, what would you say?
I would encourage our young people to, while they are seeking answers, seeking who they are, identity formation is a part of youth ministry. We must never forget that they're trying to discover who they are, but most importantly, to develop a relationship with Christ. As young as they are, they could develop that relationship with Christ. Christ, you can develop a relationship at all ages. And the older you get, you ought to grow in Christ. So I would encourage our young people to develop a relationship with Christ, to spend time in studying the Word of God. Yes, go on Facebook, go on the internet, be careful the site you go on to, but use these tools to draw you closer to Christ.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Pastor Andrew Burrows, who is in charge of stewardship, youth, associate in personal ministries. He's also in charge of this television program. He's the executive producer. He's the community in communications. But his focus again is largely on youth and getting our youth to really play its part in church. And let's all remember, when we think that church is boring and that it's not for young people, let's remember the age of David. Let's remember the age of Daniel. Let's remember the age of the founders of our church who were under 20. And so goes the young people, so goes the church. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.